Hello and welcome to the Property Academy's members only tutorial. Today I'm going to talk you through how to schedule your tasks and get more done. This is based on a weekly scheduling process which I first learned from Stephen Covey, the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Now, I like this approach particularly because it ensures that I focus on the important things both for business and also in my personal life, whilst being realistic and accommodating the inevitable interruptions and issues that arise every day. So the first thing I do is to pick a time, and it's the same one each week, which is what I recommend so that you form a habit, where you can be sure of no interruptions. And for me, this is first thing on a Sunday morning. I start by reminding myself of my purpose, values and mission, and this is encapsulated in what we call our Everest mission, which I'll expand on in another members-only tutorial. But at simple terms, the purpose of the Property Academy is that we inspire people to fulfil their potential. We have 3 core values. We learn and share. We listen and deliver. We seek third alternatives. And our current mission is to be the #1 business membership organisation in every sector that we choose to operate in. Now, even though I know these and all the other information that's contained on our Everest mission document, I review it each week to remind myself and to get myself properly focused. The next thing is to review the different roles that I have. Now, I have quite a number of them. You will too. Some of them will be the same as mine, some of them will be different, and that's absolutely fine. Here are a selection of mine. I'm a father, I'm in a relationship, I have my immediate family and also my extended family. I'm an uncle to several nieces and nephews. I've got lots of friends. And then in a work capacity, I run the business, so I suppose I'm the boss. I'm a business coach for many of our members. I speak at various events. And I'm a non-executive of a couple of businesses. I'm also, on a personal basis, a fundraiser for a charity. And then drilling down further into my own roles, I'm a learner, and I also have several others that I just bracket under self. Now what I do is I score each of my roles out of 10. A 7 means I'm on track. 6 down to 0 is I'm off by varying degrees, and 8, 9 or 10, then I'm ahead. What I know from many years' experience is that every role needs investment, and one scoring 10 can quickly slide if neglected. But having said that, my focus is to try to make sure that I achieve a 7 or better in each of the roles, and currently, as you can see from the scores there, I'm achieving it. But please, can I emphasise that's not always the case. There have been many occasions where I've scored a 6, 5, 4, even a 3 or lower on some moments in certain roles. So I asked 2 questions that Stephen Covey taught me. The first one is, what can I do to improve the score? And the second is, what can I stop doing to improve the score? And that one often yields better outputs than the first. This leads me to step 3, which is to identify clear goals for the week, specific goals for the week ahead. Now, I'm a big fan of Pete Wilkinson's 1-3-5 action plan, which again, I've adapted to suit my purpose. We have a 1-3-5 for the business, and I also have my own personal one. And what I do is remind myself of what I call the big rocks that I've identified, and then set goals for the week that will contribute to their achievement. Let me give you an example. One of my roles relates to different charitable activities, and I'm an ambassador for Velindre, which is a cancer charity based in South Wales. I also co-founded and sit on the board of Agents Giving, the industry charity for the estate agency sector. Now, one of my overall goals for Agents Giving this year is to fundraise and to help them to achieve their overall goal of raising £750,000. So to make this happen, I've identified 5 things that I'm going to do during 2020. I'm going to give up 4 days of my time to attend board meetings. I'm going to enter a team in the Agents Giving Golf Day, which is being held in June the 23rd. I'm going to buy a table for the Agents Giving Ball on the 3rd of July. And I'm going to take part in the Do It for Dom event, which is being held on the 3rd of September. I will also make sure that we allocate time at the EA Masters event for fundraising, and I will donate a stand to Agents Giving as well. For each of these, I'll set goals as necessary to achieve the overall desired result. For example, one of my goals for this week is to invite people to join my team for the golf event. Now, some goals are the same for each week. Others change each week as different priorities come to the fore. What I do is to list out all of my goals for the next 7 days, and then comes step 4, to organise and schedule them all through the week. Now, why weekly scheduling works for me, and I hope it does for you too, is it allows enough time to achieve all the goals that you have identified. And if not, then you need to make them a little bit smaller. In other words, break them down to a more granular level. However, even having done this, to quote my second favourite Prussian general, von Moltke the Elder, no plan survives first contact with the enemy. And the metaphorical enemy are the interruptions, distractions, events that crop up and demand your immediate attention, thus disrupting, even hijacking your plan. That's why your weekly plan should leave at least 20% of the time available for the inevitable rescheduling that takes place. For example, I plan to write my 4i each week first thing on a Thursday morning. It's scheduled into my diary for 7 a.m. every Thursday. However, if I've got a group meeting that day and one of the members has asked for some time together over breakfast, then of course I reschedule the writing of the 4i. Sometimes I can get ahead of the game. Last week, for example, I wrote my 4i on Wednesday morning whilst on a train journey to Leeds, and that freed up the Thursday morning for another task that will contribute to my goals. This is all part of step 5, to act and adjust. Each day I review my weekly goals as well as those scheduled for that day and see if I can tick off some extra ones or not. Some things in my diary are fixed, such as speaking events and group meetings, but many things are flexible, such as content creation, replying to emails and catch-ups with different team members. The final step is to evaluate what has been achieved in the past 7 days. And another thing that I learned from Pete Wilkinson is the difference between unhappy and happy successful people. Successful people who are unhappy tend to only look how far they've still got to go. They say things like, yes, it was a good week, but we've still got 20 sales to do to get to our target. Whereas happy, successful people are also aware of what still needs to be done. But in addition, they look back and say, wow, look at what we've achieved so far, and enjoy the accomplishments before resetting the next week's goals. Pete suggests doing this on a Friday as the last action of the working week. I've merged it in with my Sunday morning ritual as a consequence of my plan incorporating personal as well as business goals, something that's at the heart of my next book, Indivisible Life. So, in summary, this process of weekly scheduling does 3 key things. It causes you to focus and allocate time to the important things, not just the urgent ones. It allows enough time to adjust the schedule as unplanned events occur. It causes you to feel good about all dimensions of your life as it's an integrated plan, and it allows for you to achieve an extraordinary amount over and above what you would do if you just have daily planning or some other process. I do hope this first member-only tutorial has been useful, and as always, please let me have any comments or suggestions for improvement.